Have you ever considered having a journal? After 30 days of my journal, this is what I did, and this is what I feel anyone else can try to do to better their life. Hello and welcome to another episode of Live, Learn, Adventure and Charity. And this is where we talk about finance, personal development, travel and community service. If this is your kind of content, kindly consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload a new video. So, for 30 days, what did I do? Day 1, I set my goals and I ensured they're smart. We have already shared a video on how to set smart goals. You can check it out. I will link it down below. Day 2, I came up with a morning routine to just have my morning sober. If you have been following us, you're already aware that I'm a night person. So I had to work on my morning so that I can also become better on that side. Comment down below with what you struggled with. I struggled managing my morning, and to be honest, from the time I started the journal, I have seen some improvement. Day 3, I thought about what inspires me and what I would do to improve myself. And of course, I came up with a few things, and you can too. Day 4, I thought about the quotes that empower me, and one of the major quotes is knowledge is power. So if you're out there thinking of, if you're in search of becoming a better version of you, you can always look out for source of information. You can do podcasts, you can read books, you can watch videos, you can read blogs and all that to just better yourself. Comment down below with how you work on yourself. Day 5, I thought about my hobbies, and specifically the hobbies that make me happy, that add value to my life, that I can use to have fun, that I can use to make money. Comment down below if you have thought about your hobbies which can add value to your life, especially add a stream of income. On day 6, I shared a few ideas of hobbies that you can use to make money, like knitting, you can do creating, you can do cooking, painting, dancing. All those activities can give you fun, and they can also generate income for you. Day 7, I took a rest. What I've realized is that we are always working with no time to rest. So I have taken a conscious decision that one day every week I'm going to take a rest. And also, if my body does not want to work, sometimes I'll just give it a rest. I will stop stressing it and pushing it to an extent sometimes it doesn't even understand what I want from it. On day 8, I reviewed my income and expenses. Remember, we said your budget needs to align with your income, and if not, the best way is to have a surplus budget. You can have a balanced, surplus or deficit. If you have surplus, it means your expenses are less than your income. If you have balanced, it is equals, or what we call zero-based budget. It equals, your income is equals to your expenditure. And of course, you can have a deficit where your income is less than your expenses, and in that case we said you can always look for ways to either cut on your expenses, or you can get ways of creating more revenue. On day 9, I reviewed my financial goals. If you are following us, you already know my goals are in place, so it is just a matter of regular review, and I do as much as possible because they actually motivate me to see how far I am and where I want to go. On day 10, I thought about, okay, I have my financial goals in place. How do I meet them? Any goals need money, so how will I raise this money? So I came up with different ideas, Maybe if you want to know my ideas, you can comment down below and I can share in a subsequent video. On day 11, I thought of turning clutter into cash. You have had, most people have had a boot sale, they have garage sale, you can even have just getting away of disposing those items that you don't use in your house. And we said you will find them mostly in your backyard, in your kitchen, and in your bedroom, and of course the store. Just go through the stuff and clear your space. You don't have to declutter and sell. You can also declutter and donate. And as you're aware, we have a charity segment. So if you would want to reach out to us to donate to some of the charities that we support, you can always comment down below or reach us on our socials. On day 12, I thought about what are my sources of knowledge. We already said knowledge is power, but how do we get this knowledge? We said you can read books, podcasts, videos, and all that. So those are my sources of knowledge. On day 13, I thought about my investments and which platforms that I can consider. So that calls for a serious research. And like we have said before, you need to engage an expert who will guide you on the best options so that you don't lose all your money, and ensure your risk is distributed. You can have risk-free investment and risky investments. You don't want to lose everything. You want to ensure that in case, because you know the higher the risk, the higher the returns. So don't be scared of taking risks, but you have to be very conscious that you have to have in mind that it can happen. Yeah. On day 14, I reflected on dealing with the loss of a loved one. It was my dad's memorial, and I thought this is a day to reflect. For those people who have lost close people, your loved ones, you know the effect they have on your life, and sometimes you actually don't move on, but you learn to get by. Comment down below with how you deal with grief. On day 15, I thought about procrastinating and that thought of learning a new skill for growth. We always aspire to grow, but are we putting that extra effort to learn a skill to get better? Comment down below if this year you have learned a new skill and which one. On day 16, I reflected about travel. If you have been following this channel, you know I do travel, and for me, I love traveling. But what I've realized is that most people take travel as luxury, and most people don't consider travel as part of their plan or goals. Check out our previous video, I think 2 videos away. I'm not sure when this video will go up, but I will try and link it down below to just show you that you don't have to spend so much money, or you don't have to feel like travel is so expensive before you plan your travel. I have shared a few tips or ways of how you can travel on a low budget and sometimes with no budget. By the way, did you know that you can make money as you travel? Comment down below if you want to know, and in a subsequent video I will share how. On day 17, I thought about how to deal with stress. I think in a previous video I mentioned I had been going through something, and at some point I felt like I've reached my breaking down point. But on that particular day is when I thought, you know what? Stress is part of life, so I have to get to live with it. And I think that day changed my life. So if you feel like stress is getting to you, also look at it from my perspective. On day 18, I thought about challenges that we encounter in life. And once again, I remembered that they're also part of life. And what we need to do is to learn to live with them. Comment below if you have learned to live with your challenges, or you're always complaining, crying, and doing all those things that people do to win sympathy. On day 19, I decided to share a few journal ideas that you can consider, and I'm just going to highlight a few. You can do a self-reflection. You can have a life lessons journal. You can have moments of joy journal. You can write a letter to your future self. You can do mindfulness journaling. You can do creative writing. On day 20, I thought about my self-care. First, I think people overrate the facial or the physical self-care, and you're always taking care of your physical looks. But you sit and think about what is inside you, because your self-care is more than the physical. Think about what bothers you, like what we have said, the challenges, the stresses, the successes, and everything that is around your life. That will help you reflect on indeed the kind of person that you can become today, tomorrow, and in the future. On day 21, I decided to take stock of my failures. I'm not a saint, so what am I doing wrong? And with that, I will look on how to improve myself. On day 22, it was daily appreciation. I mean, you may not be perfect, but there's something good that you do, that you have enjoyed, that impacts your life. And it gives you morale to even keep going. Some people are kept going by actually what is inside them more than what they can see. So if your past was in a certain way, you want a brighter future. On day 23, I reflected on my daily achievements. Do you have a to-do list? Do you just have your work all over the place, or do you have a plan of how you do your work? To be honest, when I get to my day, I have my to-do list. Of course, I may not do everything, but at least I have a plan. I think the key word is the plan. And the plan will help you celebrate your successes and show you where you're failing. This is not just for your work, but also for your social and personal life. On day 24, I had a question for myself. Like, if I had to restart my life, what would I do differently? And I'm posing the same question to you. What would you do differently? Do you feel like you're in your best, or there's something you can do to better your current position? On day 25, I thought, you know what? You're not an island. You need people. So develop a strong network. Have people who grow you, not people who you are competing or people who are looking down on you. Have people who are making a better version of you. Comment down below with whether you have such kind of people, or you're just lagging with people who do not have a focus, or people who you feel like you're competing, so to speak. On day 26, I decided to rest once again. You know what? Sundays are for resting. So take time and rest. So I also decided to take the rest. Yeah. On day 27th, I decided, you know what? I may not be perfect, but it's another chance to make a difference. So I did something different from the norm. On day 28th, I thought about what I am most grateful for this year. I have so much to be grateful for. Of course, I may not have achieved or had everything that I desired, but I have so many things to be grateful for this year. On day 29, it was actually on this channel, but I decided to have just a clip, and I shared how to save on loose change. It has worked for me and it is magical, so you can also try it. On day 30, I'm going to review my goals and see what I need to improve on, what is working, and where I am heading. Comment down below if you have been with me on the journal, number 1. Number 2, if you would want to try a journal. And number 3, if you feel like you're struggling to keep track of your life. I think this video could be ideal for you. Just take the 30 days journal each day. Fill in your own journal. You can actually do it within a day. I did my review within a day. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new, kindly subscribe. If you're returning, thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. See you on our next one. Bye.